Welcome to my first YouTube video, and today I'll be showing you guys why the collective obligation might be better than the divinity once its nerf comes here. So first I'm going to be explaining why it will be better and how the gun works before I tell you guys why divinity will be, in my opinion, worse than this thing if it does get its damage buff taken away, or reduced, that is. So the perks on it, pretty good. Arrowhead, break, flared, magwell, hand laid stock. They're all nice. But Umbral Sustenance uh, makes this gun reload automatically once you gain Devour, so killing something when you already have Devour on, or a Void Overshield, so you could put on a Fragment to whenever you kill something with Devour, you get a full Overshield, or a Titan can just slam his shield down, or a Hunter can make it invisible if you really need to not reload ever. Doesn't have a catalyst, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever. And Void Leech is its trait, and leeches void debuffs when damaging a target that are suppressed, weakened, or volatile. Once charged, you hold your reload button. For me, it's square. Long press to switch firing modes. In this mode, you can damage people with it. That applies the same void debuffs that were leeched. AKA leeching means taking suppression, void, volatile, or weaken. How you get this gun is through the Witch Queen campaign called the Vow of the Disciple. It's a random drop chance at the end of killing Rolk. Okay, first things first, when I'm ADSing here, you can see 3 little dots and then a big dot. Those 3 little dots, I'll point them out with arrows. So the top dot is suppression, and the middle dot is weaken, and the bottom dot is volatile rounds. And the way you can get these is suppression. Obviously you can just suppress the nades or whatever fragments that you can find to make suppression a lot easier. And weaken, you can use Child of the Old Gods, which is this little thing right here. Shoot at something, it sticks onto them, and you can shoot them with this gun to take that weaken debuff. And then you can use grenades with a certain fragment that I have on here to be able to get volatile rounds. Volatile rounds and suppression are not needed at all, but volatile rounds does give you that little bit of damage. This is the fragment that does give you volatile rounds for killing targets with your grenades. So you can take that into effect, making this gun have all 3 of them. And if you do want to get all 3 of them at once, you can use your Child of the Old Gods to put it onto a, let's just say the boss, and if there's ads near you, you can use a suppressor nade to be able to get some, like a knight that doesn't really die in a grenade. With 1 grenade, you can suppress them with the grenade, and there's like little ads around them. You'll be able to get volatile rounds and suppress, and you can take the suppress and volatile rounds by shooting the knight until he's dead, and then the Child of the Old Gods you can use on like a group of ads or something to take that weaken effect. And that big dot there at the bottom just signifies that you're able to hold reload to be able to use your alternative firing mode that lets you use these debuffs to shoot anything in the game. Alright, so now that we know how the gun works, now we're able to test it. So for Warlocks, all you have to do is use a Rift and get this little guy, and it'll stick onto something, and then you're able to get the debuff that way. See how the middle light lights up right there? That means you have weaken effect, and that big light down there means you're able to hold reload and use that weaken effect to shoot it. You'd also have a visual cue, which is your gun just doing this weird little animation thing of it looking alive, which I think looks really cool. And to get your volatile and suppressor at the same time, you can, it's a little hard to do, but you can definitely get volatile rounds just like throwing it at somebody. Now you have Devour, and you can have that little light at the bottom now since you killed something with your Void Grenade. Now you have volatile rounds. Alright, now you have weaken and volatile rounds inserted in your gun. Now, suggest to probably use the suppressor grenade on a bigger type of boss. Now that top right guy is filled up, because the suppressor grenade does do a little bit of damage, so you're gonna have to watch out for that. Alright, now that we have all this filled up, I can show you guys why I think collective obligation will be better than divinity for boss DPS. technically, if you were running Divinity, you weren't really running something that did a lot of damage and you had an ammo problem. But with this, it's infinite ammo, so you don't have to worry about ammo whatsoever. And the problem with Collective Obligation before is that when you were done leeching all of these effects, yet there's a little timer you had to wait 10 seconds and you couldn't leech anything. But they fixed that, so now I held reload, and I can just continuously shoot them for Void Leech active. They also buffed it to 15 seconds for Void Leech active, which I think is super nice. And now it's going down to 0, and now I can shoot, and now I can hold reload again, and the boss is pretty much dead at that point. You can also just kill random ads with this. Just melts a lot of things at once, which I think is very nice. That's why I think this gun will be a lot better than Divinity. You don't need a super at all, so you can bring all DPS supers. You can just bring one Warlock and one, or one whatever. Hunters can use a little smoke bomb to debuff to get it, to collect it from. And you can infinitely chain by shooting, and then getting your buffs back by the boss still being debuffed by the time your Void Leeching's over. You can re-get that and then reapply it infinitely until the boss is dead or either damage phase is over. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and yeah, see you later.